everybody, thanks so much for joining me again for another Pilates plus physio class. So today you need your mat, you need your yoga brick or little pile of books. You might need a little thin pillow or a towel to pop your head on, and probably need your elastic band or a belt or something. So pop off and get those if you haven't got them already, and let's get started. So starting off, feet pointing to the front. Knees just nice and soft and relaxed, maybe give them a wriggle. Lengthen through the hips a bit, open out the shoulders, gently tuck in the chin. Imagine that nice bright balloon. Think about what colour yours might be this morning, bobbing along behind you. And just gently roll the shoulders going backwards, so shrugging them right up, all the way around, back and down. Nice one, just gets the shoulders moving. Don't worry about the creaking and the crunching. Nice and smooth, just releasing through the shoulders there. And then just gently turn your head as far as you can one way, as far as you can the other way. Back into the centre. And one more the other way. Okay. Float both arms up in front, so elbows just relaxed, big gap between your shoulders and your ears, just opening the arms right the way out to the sides and coming back in again. So think of your arms as just sort of wafting, elbows going back, then the hands go back. As you come forward, the wrists are coming forward first. Think about sort of cuddling a big, soft, squishy beach ball in front of you. You're not trying to crush it. Think of a big ball made of cotton wool or something, or a cloud. You're just gathering up the bits of the cloud into a little pile in front of you. Nice and smooth, just flowing with the arms. Even weight through both feet. That's good. Draw the arms down, feet maybe a little bit wider apart. Stand nice and tall. Think about where the hips are. Just going to do a very small little hip and knee bend and back up. So you're dropping down and back up. So it's a straight down movement. The head doesn't come forward, the bottom doesn't go back. Down, press into your feet, back up. Drop down, push into your feet, back up. Those who want to, you could come all the way down, right down, let the heels come up. Point your fingers up towards the ceiling, press into the feet, come right up. Keep pushing up with your hands up onto the toes maybe, ooh, touching the ceiling. Bring the arms down, heels down, right the way down. So right down into a little squat. Think of yourself like a little seed. You're going to press right the way up through the legs, pushing up with the hands. Stay on the toes maybe if you can, all the way up. And coming right the way back down again. So the knees folding, the ankles are bending, chin tucking in. Press all the way up to the roof. Think of reaching right up to the sky. That's good. Bring the arms down, heels down. Float the arms back down. Lovely, a little bit of balancing. So if you press right up with one hand, press down with the other. Bring a knee up in front. Stand tall. Hold it there. Pop that leg down. Keep the arms where they are. So you're pressing up with one, press down with the other, knee up in front. Lovely. Swap arms. So press right up with one. Think of sort of lifting that medicine ball up on your hand. Press down with the other. Fold the knee. So really feeling the bottom of that foot still on the ground. And swap legs. So press down into the foot. Keep the hip underneath you. That's great. Pop that leg down. the arms down. Lie yourself down on the mat a moment. So you're coming down onto the mat. Head resting on that little thin block or your little pile of books or your little towel. Chin just tucking in so you're looking at the ceiling in front of you. Let your shoulders drop back to the mat. Think of letting the back of the ribs sink into the floor. Legs just about hip width apart. You could just rest your hands on your tummy. Gentle breathing. We're just going to try something called box breathing this morning. So, you're just going to breathe in as you count to 4 slowly. So you're just going to breathe in. And then you're going to pause for 4. And you breathe out for 4. And you pause for 4. And you breathe in for 4. And you pause for 4. And you breathe out for 4. And you pause for 4. Really useful thing to practice if you're feeling stressed or tense. If you find 4 is too long, you feel you're getting panicky or you can't get your breath, then obviously you can reduce it to 3 or even 2. Or if you're finding it's very easy, you could maybe increase the time to 5, breathing in for 5, pausing for 5, breathing out for 5. So it's quite a good little thing to practice every now and again. So, knees bent, feet down flat. Maybe bring your feet a little bit closer to your bottom. Arms down beside you. We're going to do a spine curl, so press into your feet. Peel your back up away from the floor. Nice and smooth, one bone at a time. Breath at the top, roll all the way down. And again, pressing into the feet, peel your back away from the floor. So the front of your hips are going towards the roof. Just try and notice what bit of you feel is working. Curling up and rolling down. So you could stick with that, or we could change it slightly. Take both arms right back over the top of your head. So leave your arms there. Press into your feet. Roll right the way up. Leave the arms up. Roll right the way back down again. So as you're coming down, you're still aiming to get that feeling of both sides coming down together. Often if you're a little bit tighter through one side of your back than the other, you get that sort of feeling you're a bit like an aeroplane coming down to land at a slight angle. So think of coming down to land, both wheels going to touch the floor exactly at the same time. So peel up, keep the arms there. Roll down, one bone at a time, nice and smooth as you come all the way down. And maybe one more, this time curl up. Maybe bring the arms up towards the sky. Open the arms all the way out. And bring them back up. And again, open the arms right out, keep your bottom up. And back up. This time just one arm out to the side. And back up. And the other arm out. And back up. One more on each arm. Roll right down. Arm coming down. Back up. Other arm down. And back up. Roll all the way down through your back. Gather up the knees, ankles crossed, hold the knees gently. Just a little bit of gentle rocking. Just release through your back a little. That's good. Pop your feet down. Hands underneath your head. So hands behind your head. So you're just cradling your head in your hands. Let the elbows drop all the way back to the floor. So nice one again, opens out the front of your shoulders. Little curl up, tuck in the chin, engage your pelvic floor muscles. Tuck the chin in, curl up, so looking down over the top of the knees. Little breath at the top, release all the way down. And again, tuck in the chin, curling up. So elbows staying right back where you can hardly see them. And release down. Those wanting to make it a little bit more complex, as you curl up, straighten one leg. So your foot is going up towards the roof, knees staying pretty well level with each other. Still keeping that hollow through your lower back. So just watch that your back isn't flattening down into the floor. Think of those rolos tucked between your back and the mat. You're not crushing them into the floor. Press right out through the heel, maybe toes up towards you as you straighten that leg. Little chin nod, coming up. And just one more. And rest your head down. Just release the neck, roll your head right over one way, come back right over the other way. Just really releasing the neck. And then take both arms out to the sides. So about a right angle between your upper arm and your chest. Elbow to right angle, fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. Just feel the back of your shoulders on the mat. And then let both hands drop back towards the floor. So don't worry if you don't get all the way to the floor. You're just going back in that direction. And then you're bringing your fingertips up towards the ceiling and you're starting to take them down to the floor. At the same time, you're really focusing on keeping the back of your shoulder on the mat. So most people are not going to get to the floor. If you're finding you're getting to the floor quite easily, probably what's happening is the shoulder is popping forward and coming away from the mat. So go back again. So think of your forearm as a little bit like a windscreen wiper. It's going back, it's coming up, it's coming down, forwards. Elbows staying on the mat, back of the shoulders staying down on the ground. Nice when you're just getting that rotation through the shoulder joint. You might find one arm can go quite a bit further than the other one. Nice, just gentle, just getting the shoulders moving there. That's good. Okay. Pop the arms down, grab your band a moment. So we'll just do a little bit more of a dynamic hamstring stretch this week. So band underneath one foot. Remember, go easy with it if you've got sciatic pain. Just don't stretch too hard. Leg you're not stretching, have that down flat, band under your foot, elbows on the mat, just press your heel up towards the ceiling and release. And again, press out through the heel, up towards the ceiling and release. And again, press up towards the ceiling, right out through your heel, toes up towards you and release. And again, press right up. So try and keep the shoulders open, neck nice and soft, so make sure you can still move your neck. Front of the neck muscle staying nice and soft. Couple more maybe. Good. Swap the band onto the other leg. So slide the leg you've just worked right down flat. Elbows tucked in, press out through your heel. Toes up towards you, gets a little bit more calf stretch, bend, and then press right out through the heel. And release. And again, push up. And release. And again, pressing up. And release. And release. And going one more. We're going to do a double leg stretch next. If that feels too strong for you, if you've got a sore back and you don't want to work with both feet off the floor, then just keep going with this. Otherwise, pop both feet into the band. Get your back slightly flattened into the mat, elbows tucked in, press your feet up towards the ceiling. So going more towards the roof is easier. Bringing the legs slightly lower, a little bit more diagonal is harder. So you're pushing out against the band. This is quite tricky if you've just got a belt. You need something slightly elastic. Those wanting to make it harder, tuck in the chin, curl your head and shoulders up as you push the legs up. So abdominals doing some work, deep neck muscles doing some work. Double leg stretch. One of the sort of classic Pilates exercises. Something's happened to the trousers. Maybe one more. Good. Pop the legs down or bring your knees up to your chest, pop the band to one side, ankles crossed again, a little bit more gentle rocking, knees to the chest. Lovely. Pop the legs down, turn over so you're lying on your tummy. So, lying on your tummy, now we're going to do the shoulders sort of going the other way. So, fingertips touching above the top of your head. So you're making a sort of diamond shape with your forearm and your upper arm. Forehead on the mat or on your little book or block if your nose gets in the way. Shoulders down away from your ears. So just gently slide your shoulder blades down your back. Float your forearms off the floor. Hold it there. And release down. So shoulder blades down your back. Head nice and light. Float the forearms up. Hold there. And release down. And again, shoulders down, hands and forearms off. Just watch that the wrists just aren't going back. So you're keeping your forearm and your hand sort of in a straight line. So round the back of the shoulders are doing the work. Elbows staying stuck on the ground. Great. Okay. Finish the one you're doing. Bring your hands sort of alongside the shoulders, pressing to your hands up onto hands and knees. Bottom all the way back to your heels. Arms right out in front. A couple of big breaths into the back of the ribs. Up onto hands and knees. Think about really pressing the floor away from you with your hands, chin tucking in, nose pointing straight down onto the mat. In between your hands, a little bit of a hollow through your lower back. Slide one leg back, float it up, hold there. And come down, slide that leg back in. Keep that feeling of really pressing the floor away from you. Slide the leg back, float it up. Hold it there. Touch down, come back in again. Slide the leg back, float it up. Those who want to, float the diagonal arm out in front. Think really reaching forward. Hold there and come down. So slide the leg back first. Float it up. Other arm just coming out in front. Keep the tummy pulled up away from the mat. Hold it there. And down. Chin gently tucking in. Leg coming back and floating. Arm up in front. Hold there. This time both together, arm and leg, out and hold. One more. That's good. Knees apart, about sort of on the edges of the mat, big toes together, bottom right back to your heels. Take the arms right out in front. It's getting cramp in my toes. Bottom right back in between your heels if you can. So let your bottom really sink back. Try and think about letting your heart sort of drop right down towards the mat. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Lovely. Uncurl back up. Bring the knees back in, come back over onto your back. We're going to do the yoga brick exercise. I've done that for a couple of weeks. So lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Grab your block. Press into your feet, curl your bottom up. Slide it under your bottom. Should be a nice flat place to put it. One leg down, let that flop. Other leg down, let that flop. Fingers linked, palms to the roof. Arms back over the top of your head. Sore shoulders, you don't have to do the arms. Just lie and relax. Breathe down into the tummy. You could try a little bit of that box breathing again. So breathing in for 4. Just pausing for 4. Breathing out for 4. Pausing for 4. Think about really letting the legs release and drop down. That's good. Okay, bring the arms down. Slide one leg in, slide the other one in. Press your feet into the ground. Curl your bottom up, take the block out, bottom down. Gather up the legs, ankles crossed, knees apart, just gentle rocking. Maybe about 30 rocks or half a minute or so. Remember, you can do the block, any time, or quite often if you've got back pain, I get people doing it 3 times. So do the block, rock the knees, do the reverse curls, and then repeat that, and then repeat it again. Maybe some cobra to child as well. So just nice, gentle rocking. Okay, great. And then pop your hands underneath your head, or if you find you pull on your head and neck, put your hands on your forehead. Elbows right back. We're either doing the reverse curl, curling your knees to your chest and down. Not too quick. You're trying to really get your tummy muscles working on the way up and working on the way back down. So nice curls. Or if you don't like that one, uncross your legs, press your lower back into the mat. Touch one heel down. As that one's coming up, the other one's going down. So one leg up, one leg down. Keep your heel right in close to your bottom. Knees bent. Normal breathing. So make sure the breath is still going in and out. All the reverse curls. That's great. Lower tummy doing the work. Remember, that's the muscle that tends to switch off if you've had lots of back pain, tummy surgery, difficult childbirth, things like that. Okay, hold the knees again. Just take them in a little circle this time. Just gentle rolling round. And then going the other way. That's lovely. And then either turn onto your side, come up to sitting or hold behind the thigh, tuck in the chin, gently roll up. Maybe sit up on your brick if you're a little bit stiff through your back and your hips. Let's have the legs out straight. Sit tall. Cross your right leg over your left. Maybe if you've got a new hip in there, I would just bring both knees up in front. So otherwise, right over left. Hang on to your knees. Sit yourself up a little bit taller. Keep hold of your knee with your left hand. Twist around to the right. Look over the right shoulder. And back into the middle. Legs out straight, sit tall, cross the left leg over the right. Hold your shin. Come up a little bit straighter. Keep hold of your left knee with your right hand. Left hand behind you, turn and look over the shoulder. That's good. And come back into the center. Come slowly up into standing. Okay, feet a little bit wider apart than your hips maybe. Hands on your side of your thigh. Slide one hand down the thigh. And come back up. And slide down the other side. And back up. And again, slide the hand down. If you can hear a bit of snoring, it's not my husband gone to sleep, it's the dog on the other side of the door. She's done a bit of whimpering and now she's doing quite a lot of snoring. So that's what it is if you can hear it. Luckily she hasn't barked to come out yet. That's lovely. Come back into the middle. Gently slide the shoulders up. And really let them release. And again, slide up. And let go. Thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next week, I hope. Bye.